Hey everyone, hope you are doing well. Unfortunately, I'm still struggling with my voice, so apologies in advance for my weird voice in this video. But in this video, we are talking about new lead automation in GoHighLevel. This is something we all struggle with in the beginning, like what kind of automation can we create for new leads that come to our system, to our GoHighLevel account. And this is something that we always keep talking about in our school community as well, like how to make our new lead automation process better. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about, first of all, different lead sources, like where do all these leads come from? What can possibly be a source for our leads to come to GoHighLevel? And secondly, we're talking about what can we automate and what automation we'll create. And then we will create the automation using the GoHighLevel Advanced Workflow Builder. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, let's talk about different lead sources. The most common lead source in GoHighLevel is when you create a form or a survey inside GoHighLevel and then use that form or survey on your landing page, on your website, or you can use them independently as well. Like when you create a form, you get a link to that form, which you can share with people so they submit their information and the data comes to GoHighLevel. So that's a very common lead source. Secondly, we have GoHighLevel Quiz. So Quiz is pretty similar to surveys, but unlike surveys, Quiz has the ability to generate results at the end of the quiz. So if you want to create some kind of calculator or estimator, you can use GoHighLevel Quiz. And I already have videos covering GoHighLevel form surveys and quiz on my channel, so go ahead and check it out. Third, we have GoHighLevel calendars. So when you create a calendar inside GoHighLevel, same thing, you can use that calendar independently, use it on your website or on your landing page. When someone books an appointment through that calendar, that is also a lead source. So a lead is created inside GoHighLevel. Then we have chat widget. If you have a chat widget that you created in your GoHighLevel account, an inquiry in the chat widget also creates a contact or a lead in your GoHighLevel account, and that's also a very common lead source. Facebook and Instagram messaging. So if you integrate your Facebook business profile and Instagram profile with GoHighLevel, whenever a message comes in, that creates a lead, although that lead doesn't have any email address or phone number unless they later in the conversation send you their phone number and email. Then GoHighLevel automatically fetch the email address and phone number and input it on the contact field. So that's also a lead source. Phone call. So if someone makes a phone call to the virtual number or the lead connector phone number that you purchased from GoHighLevel, that also creates a lead, although that lead only has a phone number. That's it. And finally, we have webhooks. So it's kind of advanced, but what basically happens is GoHighLevel gives you a webhook URL, which you can share with other platforms where you are buying leads from. So they will send leads through that webhook. That will also create a contact in GoHighLevel. So these are different lead sources through which contacts can be created in GoHighLevel. Now we are done with the first part. Now we are going to talk about what can actually be automated. Now, before we start implementing the automation, let's just talk about it first. Hey everyone, just wanted to take a quick moment to share my school community where if you join, you get to ask me questions about issues you're facing on GoHighLevel Ads Automation AI. You can also be a part of the weekly coaching sessions where I conduct training on many different topics and we do a Q&A session after that. Besides, you get free access to a lot of my courses that I'm not uploading on YouTube anymore. Some of them you can already see on the screen. Also, there are members only discounts. So if you join, you get 50% off on my courses, my snapshots, my funnels, everything. That's pretty much what I want to share. See you on the other side. When a new lead comes in through any of these mentioned sources, what we can do is, first of all, we can get a notification. So if we want to get notification for leads, so we'll just send the notification to ourselves. If we are implementing it for someone like a client of ours, we can send a client a notification saying that, hey, you have a lead from this source, from a website form submit or a chat widget or an appointment or Facebook or something. Then we can tag them. So we can add tags to leads to identify what was the lead source, like where it came from. And secondly, identify the lead activity. Is it a new lead? Is it an old lead? Is it a contacted lead? Is it an abandoned lead? So we can also identify that kind of stuff using tagging. Automated reply. So when someone puts an inquiry through a form or a chat widget or appointment booking, we need to notify them. Hey, we have received your inquiry. We are going to do this with your inquiry now. We are going to contact you. So we need to tell them about the next steps. And that's something we can do fully automated. Follow-ups. So once someone puts an inquiry and the lead comes to our GoHighLevel account, we can send them follow-ups until they reply to our first automated reply. So we send the first automated reply and wait for them to respond back, and then we keep sending follow-ups until they respond back. Add to pipeline. So this is basically creating an opportunity in our pipeline. We have a lead pipeline. We have different stages like new lead, responded, booked an appointment, attended, did not attend, closed, ghosted. We have a pipeline and we need to add them to our pipeline automatically and then be able to go there and nurture them further. User assignments. So if you have multiple salespeople looking over the leads, nurturing them, you can do it in a round robin fashion where you can assign users to these leads. So no lead goes unassigned and, not followed up with. Follow-up reply tracking. So if someone replies to our follow-ups, like we'll have multiple follow-ups going out from our automation. Now, if someone replies to the follow-up, we need to track that reply. We need to be notified again. Hey, someone replied and this is a hot lead because this person is really interested. This person responded to your follow-up and this is why you need to, talk to them ASAP. So that's the kind of thing we can do in the new lead automation process. Now we're going to go ahead and implement this whole thing for different channels. All right, so in this particular example, we are going to use the advanced workflow builder that they recently launched. And if you don't have access to it already, what you need to do is go to agency view from the sub account, go to settings, go to labs, and go to the sub account level and then search for advanced workflow builder. And it says activate now live in 7 days. I'm not sure if they're gonna, extend the live date. You can just do activate feature and search for the sub account you want to activate it for. So I already have it activated for the sub account company X. So if you don't have it, just select it and save. That will activate this feature for that sub account. So I'm going to go to the sub account now. There we go. Now, if we go to automation real quick, I'm just going to create a folder called new leads automation. Whatever workflows we'll create this inside this folder. So they're more organized. I always like to keep my workflows organized in folders. So first, let's create a workflow. Let's start from scratch this time. And we will say form survey automation. All right, now we will just say here there's a drop down. Right now we are in the standard builder, very familiar workflow builder in GoHighLevel, but we will switch to the advanced builder because this is what we just activated in the settings. So we will save it, add first step. So we will just add a trigger this time and we will say form submitted. Now we are working with forms and surveys. Now we have a few different forms created inside this GoHighLevel account, this sub account, right? Now we need to select what form it is. Let's say we want to work with the HVAC form. You can actually add multiple forms to it as well if you want, like lead capture form. If you want to create this automation for both these forms, you can do it. But what I would not recommend is just say form submitted, because this workflow will work for any form you have in this system, which is not good because you have forms for different use cases and the automations need to be customized towards each use case. That's why I will say form is HVAC form. Let's just work with one. Form submitted. You can name the trigger. All right. Save trigger. We can just go to selection mode and then move it here and go to add a new action. What did we talk about? What can be automated? First, we need to get a notification when this form is submitted, right? So we'll say internal notification. Okay, I just turned off my video so you guys can have a better view. So the type of notification is email notification. This notification is the lead connector app notification if you want to receive it there. You can also receive SMS or WhatsApp notification. So I'll just do email to just stay on the safe side. And I'll say company X is the name it's going out from. And I'll say info@companyx.com. And you need to have a dedicated email sending subdomain setup like mg.companyx.com in this sub account setting. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's videos on my channel, GoHighLevel email setup guide. You can go ahead and watch that to configure the email settings, and then you can send it from this email. And if you don't have the dedicated email setup, the notifications may end up in spam. And then the subject line will be new lead via form submit. I'll say hello. This is just the email body. So I'll say you have a new lead, name, email, phone number. So when the form is submitted, the form will grab their name, email, phone number, and that data can be actually passed through these custom values. So I'll say contact, full name. When the form is submitted, that data will come to GoHighLevel and then it will create a contact. So we're just passing through that contact information. So best regards, company X. Okay, save action. We need to send it to a user, right? So who are we sending this to? You can send it to all users. We can send it to assigned user, or we can send it to particular one or custom email. So I'll just send it to my own email just to show you. This is the email that's receiving this notification email. This email will receive the notification email and we'll save action. Before we go any further, let me show you what will happen. Since we are using form submit as a trigger and the form is HVAC form, I will save this and we'll just go to back to workflows, go to sites, go to forms, and I'll show you the form real quick. So this is the form we are using this automation for. Now this form can be independently used or used on a landing page or used on a website. Like you can integrate and then copy the embed code and put it on your website page so it populates there. So the first name, last name, email, and phone number, these are the information that GoHighLevel is capturing, and that will create a contact. Because the contact was created when we did a send internal notification in our workflow here, that this email will have all the details of that contact and this will be sent. So we have the lead notification sorted. We will just do tagging. So we will add a new action here, and you can also just right click on it and then say actions menu. You can do that as well. So I will do tag, add contact tag. I can say new lead. So just add a new tag called new lead. We're just tagging this because it's a new lead, right? And we will just place it somewhere. And you can now take it and link it there. This is also one way to create actions. The next thing we're going to do is automated reply. So we need to send an email reply to the person who submitted the form. So say plus email and say company X. This is the name of the business it's going out from, info@companyx.com. Say thank you for your inquiry and say hi. You can also write it with AI if you want, like click on it and then just type a prompt. Friendly, write me an email as a reply to someone who submitted a website contact form in the company X website. Generate email. It will actually write you a very good email. So you can use that, right? That's the one. So use email. There we go. So you just need to change these stuff. So hi, contact, first name. Thank you for submitting your message through our website contact form. That's good. That's it. So we are sending an email to the person who submitted the form, right? Follow-ups. So let's talk about follow-ups later, but let's add them to the pipeline first. So we will say add, create, or update opportunity. Now we will select the pipeline leads and then say new leads. And then the opportunity name will be contact full name. I know this may be confusing to some of you, but I'll explain this now. So here, let's go back to selection mode. It's actually hand mode. This is the selection mode right now. It's bad UX, I guess. So we just added them to a pipeline called leads. If we go back to our opportunities, go to pipelines. Right now, I have created a pipeline called leads, and you can create your own pipeline like this. So leads or sales, and then you add the stages, new lead, contacted, proposal sent. You can add more stages if you want as well, like this. You can add more stages, booked, appointment, and then you can move them around. So this is how I do it. Then hit create. This will create a pipeline for you. So right now I have a leads pipeline. I have these stages in them. And if you now go to opportunities, there we go. It's a new leads pipeline. So whenever the form is submitted, this form submit will create an opportunity like this, a lead like this, right? So you can just automatically see it here. That's exactly what we did using the create or update opportunity action. So we are adding them automatically to our pipeline so we can go there and then nurture them, call them, SMS them, like whatever we want to do in terms of nurturing them, you can do this. And that's why this create or update opportunity is very, very important. User assignment. So I would do user assignment in the beginning. So I'll just, in between these two, I'll just add assign to user. So we have two users in the system. Let's say these two people are doing sales in the system for these leads. I'll just assign them to John Smith, and you can turn on only apply to unassigned contacts, but I'll just keep it off and hit save. So we have user assignment, and let's talk about follow-up reply tracking later, but let's go back here. So what you can do now is you can just organize them a bit better, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actions for this form submit. Now, what if we want a different trigger in this workflow? Like we are executing this workflow, these automations for a form submit, right? What if we want to do it for a survey submit as well? Like either you can just go to form submitted and then change to survey submitted. So this workflow from now will work for survey submitted. So survey is, I have a survey here in this account. So I'll just hit save. You can do this, or alternatively, you can just add a new trigger. So triggers menu. I have it already for survey submitted. Now I want this automation to work for forms and surveys both. So we already have a survey. We now also want to use it for the form. So we'll select the HVAC form, submitted. All right, we have our trigger. Now we will just place it somewhere like this. There we go. As soon as we did it, this trigger will also execute this series of actions or workflow actions here. Now we can do it for multiple as well. Like you want to do it for like another trigger. Say I want to execute it for another form. Let's say form submitted. Form is lead capture form. Lead capture form submitted. There we go. We have 3 triggers now. So for any of these triggers, these actions will be executed now. That's how basically this works. Let's talk about the tagging. How do we distinguish between these three sources. Now I want to tag accordingly. Like if the lead capture form was submitted, I want to tag them something different. Same thing goes for HVAC form submitted and survey submitted. So let's just get rid of this action from here. We will now link it to this and bring them a bit together. Now let's click on this plus and say if workflow trigger under branch or workflow trigger is survey submitted. So we'll just name this branch survey submitted. Let's create another branch. This one will be for HVAC form submitted. Now workflow trigger is HVAC form submitted. And if it's none of them, then it must be the third one, which is the lead capture form submitted, right? So again, let's talk about it. Let's get rid of this. Let's do if. So we are creating a branching for these three to execute. Right now, we are just separating them. First of all, we will say survey submitted. Workflow trigger is survey submitted. Next thing is HVAC form submitted. Trigger is HVAC form submitted. It's none of them, then it must be the third one, which is lead capture. So I'll say in the none branch, I'll say lead capture form submitted. Now, as soon as we hit save action, see what happens is it gives you three different branches. This one is for survey submitted. This one is for HVAC form submitted. This one is for lead capture form submitted. Now, for each branch, we'll just add a tag called, this one is for survey submitted, right? So I'll say survey submitted, right? So I'll say add text survey submit. Now we can just click on this three and say copy action and right click here and then say paste. And it will just need to be connected here. And instead of survey submit, we will say this one is for HVAC form submit. So HVAC form, or let's just say HVAC landing page. I already have a tag for this. Save action. There we go. Same thing. Paste it again and say this time we'll do it for lead capture form. Okay, so we are adding three different tags for these three different workflow triggers. Lead capture. Now we have three different actions executed for these three different triggers. Okay, so this is how you can branch them to, execute different actions, not only tags. If you want to send them a different email for survey submitted, you can do it here, like send an email here. You can do this here. But if you want to send it for HVAC form submitted, you can do it here. If you want to do it for lead capture form, you can do it here. So this is how we branch things in GoHighLevel workflows. Now, if you want to do a very similar workflow for, I don't know, like quiz submitted. So far, we have covered forms and surveys. Now, if you want to create a very similar workflow for quiz submitted, now, what you can do is you can duplicate this workflow. And I'm just showing you different process. You can actually have a trigger quiz submitted in the same workflow, like this triggers menu, quiz submitted, and then you can just select a quiz from here, quiz name is fitness score. Like we have a quiz here in this sub account. If you don't have any, it will show empty, but you need to create a quiz first to create the automation for this. But you can do it here, right? There's no problem with that. But it depends on your preference, how you want to set up the entire process for new lead automation. So alternatively, you can just go out of this workflow, do quiz submit automation and hit create. Now this one will only be for quiz submitted. Now we don't need all these things, so we'll just get rid of this, and we can also get rid of the branching. So we'll just get rid of branching from here. So instead of survey submitted, we'll say quiz submitted. So duplicating workflows actually save you a lot of time. You don't have to keep redoing these actions. Right, save action, and then because it's just one trigger, you don't have to branch things. So I'll just add a new tag called quiz submitted. So that way you can tag the leads accordingly, and you can later filter them by different lead sources and say, okay, we've got this many leads from quiz, this many from survey, this many from forms. That helps you if you tag them properly. So we've done it for this, and let's talk about how to create follow-ups now. So far, we've created two different workflows. Let's create one more workflow to create the follow-ups. If an inquiry comes in, until they reply to our initial message, we'll keep following up with them. This one won't have any trigger. So we'll say follow-up sequence. And here, you can just change it to the advanced builder. We won't have any triggers, but we will have some actions. So we'll say actions menu. Let's create a new action called send email. And this will go out from name and from email address, but we can set it up later. So email follow-up 1. I'm just showing you the layout. So you need to come up with the subject line and the content and then put it here. So this is email 1 you're sending out. And then we will do wait for, I don't know, like 1 day to send out the second email. So 1 day. And then we will send out email 2, email follow-up 2. And then we will do one more wait, maybe do it for 2 days now. Right, so this is how we create our follow-up sequence. And then do this email 3. Right, we can just do this and copy all actions from here, and we can just paste it somewhere here. Paste. And now we will just link it to this, and then this one we will call email 4. I'm just showing you how we come up with follow-up sequences really fast. So this is email 4. This is wait 1 day, so we'll just wait for 2 days. This is email follow-up 5, and then again wait for 2 days, fine, and email follow-up 6. So we are sending 6 email follow-ups for them to respond. If you've noticed, we don't have any trigger. So how does this follow-up get triggered? What we will do now is we will now go back to our form or survey submit automation. Now in between these, let's just organize them a bit better. In between any of these, let's just say before we start the condition and tag them, we'll just add a new action in between, say add to workflow, and we will say follow up sequence. This is the workflow we just created. We are adding them automatically to another workflow that doesn't have a trigger, that needs to be triggered by another workflow. So we are executing all the regular actions, and then before we start tagging them, we are adding them to the follow-up sequence. And because I created one follow-up sequence here, I can actually use this for any automation. Like for quiz submit automation, we can just add them to the same follow-up sequence. So add to workflow. That's why I created a follow-up sequence as a separate workflow. So it's reusable. We don't have to redo the same things in all the workflows. Like in quiz submitted, I could add all the follow-ups. Form or survey submit automation, we could add all the follow-ups. But if something changes, we should change it everywhere. That's why I created it in a separate workflow. So I just have to change if I have to in this workflow only. That's why I created them separately. I hope it makes sense to you. So we are adding them to this workflow. We should get rid of these from here and delete this. So in the quiz submit workflow, we are adding them to the follow-up sequence. In the form survey submit workflow, we are adding them to the same follow-up sequence. And don't forget to publish them, right? So I'll just publish them real quick, because if you don't publish a work, it won't work, not even in debug mode. So you need to publish them first. What if they respond? Because in the follow-up sequence, they obviously get added from another workflow to this workflow. But what if they respond? Like they receive the first email, it waits 1 day and sends the second one, and they respond to the second one. Like, hey, I'm interested. What should I do? The follow-up emails will have like an email that asks questions or asks them to respond, or sends them to a link, hey, book an appointment. So if they respond to the follow-ups, there's no point in sending anything else. Like if they respond to email 2, why would I send them email 3, 4, 5 before looking at the reply? That's logical, right? So in order to do that, first we will go to settings and we will say stop on response. If they respond to any of the emails in this workflow, we are not sending them any further automation emails. Now we will create another workflow to deal with the response. Follow-up reply tracking. This is what we're doing now. So create a new workflow, responded to follow-up automation. Now let's go back to our advanced builder, and this one will have a trigger. The trigger will be customer replied. Customer replied to what? So we will add a filter called reply to workflow, and you guessed it right, we will add follow-up sequence workflow. So we are checking if the person replied to any of the emails in the follow-up sequence workflow. This is the workflow follow-up sequence which has those 6 emails. So we're checking if they responded there. If they respond, first we will just create or update opportunity in pipeline leads and say contacted responded. We are moving them to contacted responded because they just responded to one of our follow-ups. Opportunity name will be same as contact name. So when the opportunity is created, you can know who is this opportunity for, and we can just save it. And then we will say notification. Let's just get a notification via email from company X, from info@company X, and I'll send it to myself. And the subject line will be hot lead respond ASAP, and say, hello, you have a reply from a lead, name, email, phone, and then reply. What was the reply? We need to check that as well. So we'll say name, contact full name. That's fine. Email is contact email. Phone is phone, and reply is, from here, go to message body. So whatever they responded will be carried here, and then it will be sent to you. Regards, company X. That's just it. Save action. So save, publish. Now, whenever someone responds to that workflow, to the follow-up sequence workflow, this workflow will handle that response, send you a notification, move them from the new lead stage to the contacted stage here. We go to opportunities. So they're here and they're receiving all these follow-ups. If they respond to our follow-ups, they'll be automatically moved to this stage. And then you'll receive a notification. And you don't have to move them manually here. The workflow will do it for you. Now, before I forget, let's go back to the automation follow-up sequence real quick. And if you've noticed, I haven't put from name and from email in any of the emails here. So what I can do is I can put them globally here in the workflow settings. If you go to from name, I'll just put company X and from email. And again, in order to send emails from this email address, you need to set up a dedicated subdomain in the email services in the settings of this account. And again, there's a video. I've covered everything about it, and you'll find it in my channel. GoHighLevel email setup guide. So go ahead and watch that. And if you're sending any SMS from this, you can also do that. Like if you want to send an SMS alongside the email, you can just do SMS from here. So we can just type SMS follow-up 1. This will be where you put your own content. I'm just putting a template for you here. You can keep adding SMS 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you go to settings, you can select what number you're sending this from. So I don't have a phone number. I haven't purchased a phone number from LC Phone in this sub account. That's why it's not showing me any. But you can actually configure, if you have multiple phone numbers, you can just select which phone number these SMS will go out from. That's how we do follow-up reply tracking, right? So we've talked about all these actions, but we have a few things left, like GoHighLevel calendar. So if someone books an appointment with you, although that's not a pure new lead, because before someone books an appointment with you, you talk to them, right? Let's just consider someone goes to your website and you have a calendar embedded on the website. Someone books a call with you. So how would you handle that? Let's just go to calendars first. Let's go to calendar settings. So you have to create calendars here. And I have covered appointment bookings in GoHighLevel in a separate video. So if you want to look into that in a bit more detail, you can find that in my channel. GoHighLevel appointment booking. You'll have to have a calendar created here. So I already have a calendar called John Smith's personal calendar. Let's say this is embedded somewhere on the website, or you're using it independently, like through this link. So someone goes to this link and they book an appointment by entering their name, email, phone number, and additional information, checkbox, and then hit schedule meeting. This will actually book them in for an appointment. Now, how do we handle this in terms of automations? So let's go to automation. Let's go to our new lead automation, create workflow. This time we will just select a template because there's a quite good template you can use, which will save a lot of your time. So we will go with recipe, appointment confirmation plus reminder. So just choose this template, and let's just get rid of the word recipe. Not a dish, guys. Okay, so this is our automation. We will just switch to the advanced builder. There we go. It's too congested for some reason. All right, let's just change the organization. This is the trigger appointment, right? Appointment status normal, appointment status is confirmed. So when the appointment is confirmed, we will add a new filter called in calendar, John Smith's personal calendar. Save trigger. What we are doing is, as the first action, and don't worry about this mess, let's just focus on this confirmation email. So this is going out from, we can just get rid of this, save action, go to settings, and then we can just set it up globally here, right? Hit save. So whatever email you send out from this, it's going out from this name, from this email. You don't have to worry about it every time you have a new email. So first thing happens is this email goes out as a confirmation. So you can just say this is the subject line, and you can get rid of this fit. It's already written. So you just need to change the link here. This Zoom meeting ID, I'll just keep it, but you have to change the meeting link here if it's an online meeting. But if it's an offline, just put the address saying that here's where we are meeting, so they know. This is the email confirmation goes out. There's another action called 24 hours before the appointment. It's just waiting until it's 24 hours before the appointment, and then it's sending out a new email, which is the reminder. Your meeting is in 24 hours. Again, you need to change the link here. Apart from that, everything else is fine. I personally use this on my consultation automations. So whenever someone books a consultation with me, I literally use the same workflow, guys. It's quite good. And then it goes to 1 hour before appointment, and then it sends out a 1 hour reminder email. Again, you need to change the link in it. Now, what happens is if someone books an appointment with you, let's say 12 hours before, they'll still receive the confirmation email, and it will come to the wait step, and it will say, it's in the past right now. So someone booked an appointment 12 hours before the appointment. So 24 hours before the appointment wait step is not applicable. So it will skip this email, this 24-hour reminder, and it will go to 1 hour before the reminder and then send you the 1 hour reminder. That's how it basically works. So we are sending 1 hour reminder SMS, same thing for 5 minutes before, 5 minutes reminder email, 5 minutes reminder SMS. If you want to get rid of these, you can just get rid of this from here. So delete everything from here. So we're just sending out 1 hour reminder email, 1 hour reminder SMS. Now, if you want to get notification for the appointment, you can just add a new step in between these two. Say notification, select email, and then I'll just send it to user type myself. And this is the email that will receive this notification. New appointment booked. Hello, you have a new appointment. And what am I sending? Name, email, phone number, appointment, date, and time. So we'll say name, contact, full name, email, and then say phone number, and then appointment date and time will be under appointment, start date time. Best regards. So you're receiving this notification when someone books an appointment with you. Now, internal notification is being sent as a confirmation, right? Now, 24 hours before, if you want to receive another notification, you can just say copy action and paste it here. And I'll just say do this and do this, link them together. There we go. So we are sending an internal notification 24 hours before, say meant in 24 hours. And then if you want to get more notifications, you can do it like here, in between any of these steps. So that's how we create appointment confirmation reminders. And that's also one kind of new lead automation. Now, GoHighLevel chat widget. So if you create a chat widget inside this GoHighLevel account by going to sites, going to chat widget, and you have a chat widget here. There are different types of chat widgets you can create, like SMS, email chat, live chat, WhatsApp chat, voice AI. You can do all that stuff. So right now we already have a live chat widget. And let's just create an SMS email chat widget as well. So this chat widget can be implemented on or embedded on your website. So let's go to sites. There's a few customization options you need to go through from here. Save this real quick and say website chat widget. I have actually covered all these things in separate videos in more detail. So there's plenty of videos on my channel you'll find that will help you with setting up these things. In the chat widget, if someone puts an inquiry, and this will be obviously embedded on your website or landing page, if someone puts an inquiry, how do you handle that? So it's pretty similar to handling a form survey submit because it's a form. In the chat widget, they open it up, they enter their details and say, okay, this is what I need help with. So what I'll do is I'll just duplicate the form survey automation. I'll name it chat widget automation. And I want to do pretty similar actions for the chat widget. So instead of these, I'll get rid of these things from here. And I'll only have one action, which is not survey submit, but I'll say customer replied. Customer replied to the reply channel chat widget. So you need to select chat widget here if it's an SMS chat widget. If it's live chat, you have live chat here. If it's a WhatsApp chat widget, there's different widgets you can select from. So I'll just say live chat widget. Assign to user is fine. Internal notification will change and say chat widget. Emails fine. Creator update opportunity is also fine. But add to workflow is also fine. You're sending them follow-ups if someone inquires via the chat widget. So this is all good, right? I'll just delete all actions from here. At the end, I'll just add a tag called chat widget, right? Because I want to know where this lead came from. If it's come from a chat widget, I need to tag it chat widget. That's why I'm doing it like this. So that's how you can handle chat widgets as well. For Facebook and Instagram messaging, you'll just basically have to make sure it's connected here. Integrations, under settings and integrations, you need to connect your Facebook and Instagram profile here. Just hit connect and it will ask you a few questions and it will connect you. Now, in order to handle these inquiries, what you can do is go back and I will basically duplicate one of the workflows. So let's just say the chat widget automation, I'll duplicate that. And guys, I'm not just showing you how to create automations. I'm showing you how I usually set up these process for new leads automation, right? So I'll just do this one will be Facebook Insta messaging automation. So this one is a bit different because in this one, customer replied will still be valid, but in this one, we will select Facebook Messenger. And then we will also need to create another trigger called customer replied Instagram. And here we need to select reply channel as Instagram DM and let's just put it here. Assigned to user is still valid. Internal notification can say new lead via Facebook or Insta message. So if a message comes into your Facebook page or Instagram profile, you can still do that, but they won't have their email phone. So that's not really valid because it's a Facebook message or an Instagram message. It won't bring through their email address and phone number. So we can only do contact name in this part. Email is not valid because we are not sending them any emails. So we'll just get rid of this, connect them together. We can still add them to our pipeline. We'll just add them to the leads pipeline in the new lead stage. That's still fine. Add them to workflow, not yet because we don't have their information yet. We will say if, let's do some branching now. So Facebook, save it first. Facebook, we'll say if the workflow trigger is customer replied Facebook, it's something else. It must be the other one, which is Instagram. So Instagram, it is. There we go. So we have a condition. If the message comes from Facebook, it will go through this branch. If it comes from Instagram, it will go through this branch. Now we will add a tag. So add contact tag, Facebook DM. And if it's Instagram, we'll add another tag called Instagram DM. That's it. Now let's go further. Actually, let me organize them a bit better so you can see them. And let's add it here. I'm just moving them a bit closer. And that's actually one of the best things about GoHighLevel Advanced Workflow Builder. You can move them around and accommodate them in the same page. So I'll say actions menu. Let's add a new action called Facebook Interactive Messenger. Because they messaged you on Facebook page, you can add a message called hi. We have their name, so we can mention them by name. Hi, first name. Thanks for reaching out to company X. Can you please share your email address? Copy this and place it somewhere here. So now if the message comes from Facebook, it will go through this branch. The tag will be added. That's fine. But we will just put them here like this. Let's just put it here. Same thing. If it comes from Instagram, we can say Instagram Interactive Messenger and then reply. It will be Instagram DM. So Instagram DM. That's it. And let me see what the error is. All right, it's showing us the error because we haven't connected our Facebook and Instagram. So that's totally fine. We can do that later. But this is how we can reply to their message if it comes from Instagram. If it comes from Facebook, I just need to change this to reply to DM. Just forgot to do that. When the message comes from Facebook, all these actions will be still executed from here, like assign to user, internal notification, pipelines, tags. And then if it comes from Facebook, it will go through this branch. Tag will be added, and then Facebook Interactive Messenger, this action will send them this email. And when they send their email address, it will automatically be updated in the contact field. And same thing for Instagram. We are just doing an Instagram DM, and that's it. So this is how we create automations for Facebook and Instagram messaging. Phone calls, we don't have to do a lot of automation for phone calls because there's a missed call text back feature by default in GoHighLevel. So if we go back from here, go to settings and go to phone system. Once you're in phone system, you can just go to additional settings. Sorry, it should be under voice. For some reason, they moved it there. So we'll go to voice and go to voicemail and missed call text back. So you can actually configure the missed call text back here and the voicemail as well. As an upgrade to missed call text back, what we usually do is we set up the voice AI agent. So if the call is not being picked up by you, it will be picked up by the AI agent, and the agent can deal with it in a much better way. So I would highly recommend doing that. There's also videos on my channel. I know I'm recommending a lot of videos on my channel, but trust me, they'll help you a lot. And that will help me make this video a bit shorter. I know it's a lot bigger than I expected, but yeah, that's fine. Webhooks. So I'm not going to cover the webhooks part in this video because I already have a video on webhooks and I've covered the new lead automation for webhooks in that video. I'll link that in this video's description so you can literally click on it and see how to use webhooks in GoHighLevel and how to create contacts from webhooks, how to perform different automations for those contacts, and you can go ahead and watch that in that video. So hopefully this video was really helpful for you understanding how to create new lead automation for different sources and what type of automation you can create. Let me know in the comments if you want me to cover anything regarding GoHighLevel automation or anything in GoHighLevel in general. With that being said, this is it for this video, guys. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.